It helps if I have my microphone on. Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one is going to be next in the, you know, Titan builds you can actually run series. We're going incredibly free to play here. You could run Dom way better than this. Striker is very hard to come up with something that you can do a good amount of damage with. If you weren't playing during Turtles, you don't have Kofi or Ray. If you were playing, you may not have Ray. You would use Kofi over Bossman. He would give you 150% instead of this 75. And then, Riddle is on here not because he's good. You would use actually Alexa Bliss if you have an affiliation, or Ray. But because of the unique synergy between Dom and Penta, uh, I'm assuming you don't have any affiliation straps, so we're running it this way. So this is assuming no affiliation to run multiple trainers at the same time, and no turtles, right? So this is Penta. Goldberg is free. My free to play. He was on the prize wall last month, so everyone can have Goldberg free if they took him from the month long wall. So I do consider Streakberg Goldberg free to play now because he was available on the wall for free. I do have plates that you can get in the Stip Tour, regular Stip Tour on, blue to black on Penta, and purple to black on Dom. Or sorry, black to blue on Penta. I'll talk about other alternatives there. They don't add a lot. It just makes it sometimes easier to cycle your moves and save more actions. So we'll talk about that at the end, and alternatives. But the big thing with Dom is he's got a hardcore move that increases his power gem strength. And on tier 4, Cena does not blow up the gem board. So you get really nice synergy between Dom and Penta because all of Dom's power gems carry over to Penta. Um, you can see here our power gems are not strong at 900k, but they're multiplicative. So this hardcore move increases it by 350k. So you'd think, oh, that's like 1.3 million Mherex. No, it's more because they're multiplicative. I will show you in a second. They also have the Mexico link between Dom and Penta, right? So you can see our power gems are 2 million now, right? And we're just going to go ahead and let's take this swipe. All right. And then let's go here. We're setting up for next turn, to be honest, because Cena's going to overwrite a bunch of our stuff. He's kind of not nice that way. Let's just kind of do this. And then you might think, we'll just go ahead. That's going to get refilled, so I kind of wanted to save the black, but let's do this like that. All right. Okay. So you can see he overwrites a bunch of our stuff because he's not nice. So we're just gonna now we start growing the power gems. First is just kind of getting what you can out of it, the first cycle. And then after that, you know, you're doing this whole shebang. Now I have a bunch of black gems on the board, which I kind of want to leave there. So I'm not gonna tick the power gems here. And we're just gonna do this. And then we're gonna do that. And then we're gonna do, let's do this. We're really kind of setting up to get Penta in here, to be honest, right? That was unfortunate. 3.18 million on the bottom, right? Now we're going to hit one more buff. Now this all carries over to Penta. And Cena doesn't destroy the board, so we want to get that buff. We have a bunch of power gems up, and we're not going to lose any of them from here, right? Now, Penta, you want to do only one of these, because Cena will overwrite on his turn. You can see we haven't done a lot of damage yet, right? But Penta puts out and buffs power gems. So that's like 100 million, but now's where it gets really strong. These are 7.7 million, right? And let's see, black to blue is fine. We want to do this. 267 million there from Penta. Another 260. This is not. Let's go this way. And 250 million, right? So it's a pretty kind of janky setup, but it does work. Without anything great, you can just do way more with great stuff, right? Especially if you have Seth that you can toss on there, right? And you can see we still are continuing with some pretty beefy ones, 274, right? He's not going to overwrite this turn, so we're back in the growing phase, if you want to call it that. And now we are just going to do swiping the rest of the way. And you can see we're at 430 million per swipe. Now we're down to 400 because, of course, we're losing some power gems. But, you know, what can you do? 365. 350. 350 again. So really it's kind of about getting the board set up for Penta. You can do you can see we did 3.36 billion. So 3.8 billion with Penta, and that's with no rare trainers, right? And I think this will be like really potentially strong for you guys. It is not easy to get down on how to run it. It does take practice. It's more complicated, but that's like the best you're gonna do with strikers with completely free to play stuff. So let me show you how they're set up with Dom. All right, so the strap, I didn't even put medals on, guys. We're just trying, and this, you could use anything that gets you black MP potentially, but this is the best one for him, in my opinion. But you could use, we go black. You could use a blue to black, and then you could pick up some with a blue swipe. You could use a red to black, but purple to black is, in my opinion, the best. For him, you could use a yellow to black or a green to black, right? So a lot of options there. Your entourage has tons of room to upgrade, obviously, right? Tons and tons. Mellow helps a lot. But Penta's the perfect tag partner with him. And Penta, same thing. You would probably actually be better suited to putting all of the best power gem trainers on Penta if you can. Also add in Seth for the extra juggernaut for when he gets going as well. So if you have Seth, you would put Seth in. This would be Seth, Kofi, Goldberg, and Ray, and then Penta goes kind of ham, right? But so Dom is getting a bunch of power gems on the board, buffing them as much as you can for when you get Penta in. And I did not play that great. You can get a lot more damage out of that, and there's a lot of options here. So you can actually do really big damage this way without anything super rare. So hopefully this helps, guys, for Striker Day. I think it's harder, but it's probably the best, one of the better free-to-play setups you can run for accessible builds you can actually do. So let me know what you think in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and remember to like, subscribe, and share because that really helps me out. And thanks for watching, guys. Good luck out there. Yeah, hopefully this helps.